Morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm the only one in the call.
Say again?
Am I the only one?
I think so. Right now, you're the only one.
Surprise.
Yeah. We're also rocking the YouTube live as well. It may be a little dark. We were trying to figure out the lighting because it's so dark outside that we don't have any outside light. So, I mean, I'll just be as loud as I can. And you know I'll move too, so it'll be fine. Yeah. But right now, I think it's just a private lesson with Saskia. Yeah. Oh, there's one person on the live too, but I can't see who it is. Hello, live folks. My name is Lewis, for those who don't know. I'm sure, it's two people on live now. So hello, everybody. Make sure you have a block or a pillow or blanket, some sort of prop just to sit on to start. We are going to be working a lot on hip openers today. So yeah, you want to have something that you can sit on just to lift the pelvis as an option. I personally sit on it for Badakanasana, which is how we'll start. We won't start in a cross-legged seat unless we need to. That'll all make sense in a moment. I'll give it about another minute or so to see who's all logged on, and then we'll start moving and stuff. I just gave the heads up that it is a little bit darker in here, but I believe you can still see me. I'm going to show you where I'll be actually practicing and teaching from. So I'll be teaching from here. Can you see me well from here? Cool. So I'll be teaching from here, so we should be fine. So, unfortunately, you can't hear a Christmas playlist. This would have been my Christmas playlist weekend because it's my last classes before I take a short holiday. So just pretend there's Christmas music playing. Think of your favorite Christmas songs. All right, I think they're about time. I got another 30 seconds or so, and we'll start moving. So it looks like we have about, is it Natanya? Also, the camera's off. Hello, hello. All right. Now, before we do move, if you have anything going on with the body, i.e. injuries, or maybe you're training or practicing with two today, congratulations if you have a baby in your belly. Be smart and be conscious of all the movement. I will not be there with you, so, and some of you have your cameras off, which is totally fine, so I can't really coach you privately. So just make sure that if it hurts, don't do it, and move from that direction. Also, throughout the practice today, you can always take a child's pose. If you're unfamiliar with child's pose, I'll show you what that is after we get into our comfortable seat and get our movement started. So at any point you feel tired, you want to take a break, you can take child's pose. My name is Lewis, if you've never moved or practiced with me before. And we're actually going to start at Suta Badakanasana. So actually just Badakanasana, not Suta. So you're going to go ahead and find, hey, there you are. All right, so I say use a block or a prop. We're going to use this just to sit on to lift the pelvis. Also, if you have a meditation pillow or a bolster, those will also work. The goal is just to lift the pelvis up to keep the spine neutral. You can also use a pillow, a blanket, a person. Just kidding, please don't sit on the person. So take that prop and just sit on that prop. You want it just to prop up the hips. And then from there, you're going to bring the soles of the feet together so that the knees fall open to the sides. So it's okay for the knees to hover off the mat or floor. Now, if you feel like you don't need a block, if you can sit on the floor and also do Badakanasana, that is also fine, as long as you can keep the spine straight. You don't want to have a rounded spine over. So as long as you can keep the spine straight, use the block, don't use the block, use the prop, don't use the prop. All right, from here, roll the shoulders back and stack the shoulders over the hips. And then allow the eyes to close. And start to control the breathing, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lengthening each breath, making the inhales long and the exhales long. Equal breaths, equal long breaths. Deep inhale and deep exhale. Deep inhale, spine is long, lift the chest, exhale. We'll do 2 more rounds of breath like this. Deep inhale, lifting the chest and lengthening the spine. Deep exhale, allow the shoulders to get heavy. Last breath, deep inhale. And deeper exhale. If you're sitting on the block, you're more than welcome to stay on the block, but move the hands just to the outsides of the knees or the top of the knees. And without applying too much pressure, allow the knees to reach towards the floor. Lift the chest and start to find some small circles in a direction. The circle can be small. It does not have to be big, just enough to feel the movement in the hips. Keeping these circles in one direction, take the circles in the other direction. And maybe each time you start to let the breastbone get closer and closer to the feet, lowering the head closer and closer to the floor. Coming back to that neutral position, take the hands and grab the outsides of the feet. Pull the feet closer to the bottom. Yeah. Or the blocker prop. Take a deep inhale to lift the chest. And on the exhale, can we fold over, wrapping our elbows to the outside of the shins, lifting to the low back. Inhale, we lift the chest. Exhale, elbows outside the shins, fold over. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forehead to toes. Last time, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold and hold it here. For 3, 2, and 1. Sit up nice and tall. If you have the block or prop, move it off to the side and bring the soles of the feet on the mat directly in front of you. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. So the soles of the feet are on the mat, hands are back by the hips. And take a deep inhale to roll the shoulders back. And on the exhale, press through the heels, lift the hips to this tabletop-like position. Rolling the shoulders back and lifting the hips. Inhale to lower the hips towards the mat. Exhale, find that lift, opening up the shoulders, opening up the chest. Inhale, hips to mat. Exhale, find that lift. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, hips to mat. Exhale, pull the shoulders back, really lift the chest, press the palms into the mat. Inhale, hips to mat. Last time. Exhale, lift the hips, tabletop position. Maybe let the head fall behind you. Lift the chest and pull the shoulders back a little more for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips on towards the mat. So the feet are about as wide as the mat. We're going to windshield wipe the knees. So hands still behind the body and drop the knees over to the left side. Deep inhale here. Exhale, drop them over to the right side. Finding a little freeness in the low back. Inhale to center. Exhale to drop. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop. We'll do this a couple more times. Really working through the hips here and through the low spine. 1 more left side and 1 more right side. Back to that neutral position. You're going to take the right ankle and cross it over the left. Hands still back by the hips. Flex the right toes. Drop them over to the left side. Pulling the shoulders back and lifting the chest. Really opening up the shoulders here as well. Deep inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, maybe you twist over that right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lift that figure 4 shape. Switch the cross of the ankles. Deep inhale here. Exhale, drop the left foot over to the right side. Lifting the chest on that inhale. Exhale, maybe twist over that left shoulder. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Deep inhale, on the exhale, lift it back up to that figure 4 shape. Uncross the ankles. And then cross the ankles and start to roll the body forward and back. Just enough to roll up to your hands and knees. Getting ready for that cat-cow, spinal flexion and extension. So we're up to our hands and knees. Fingers are spread wide. Eye of the elbow rotates forward. Knees are directly under the hips. Shoulders over the wrists. Toes are tucked. Take a deep inhale to lift the hips. Drop the belly. Pull the shoulders back and lift the chest. On that exhale, we flip over the tops of the feet. Draw the lower abdominals in. Press the mat away. Inhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Drop the belly. Raise the gaze. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw the lower abdominals in. Find the roundness in the upper back. Inhale, tuck the toes, drop the belly, lift the hips, raise the gaze. Exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw those lower abdominals in. Really press the mat away. Inhale here, tuck the toes, lift the hips, drop the belly, raise the gaze. And exhale, flip over the tops of the feet. Draw the lower abdominals in. Find that roundness in the upper. Inhale, coming back to that neutral position. And start to find some figure eights or free movement here on all fours. Maybe you move the hips in one direction, shoulders in the other. And then you start to reverse that movement. But start to find that freeness in the spine. I love sending a reminder that there's no wrong way to move if it feels good to the body. A couple more times in each direction. And you're going to come back to that neutral position. You're going to reach the right arm nice and long. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, thread the right under the left. Left fingertips reach towards the top of the mat. Deep inhale, the spine is long. Deep exhale, can we look under that left shoulder, pulling that right hip back for that low spine and upper back twist. Each time we inhale, the spine is long. Each time we exhale, we twist a little more. Deep inhale here. Deep exhale, hold this twist. Pulling that right hip back, threading that right arm through for 3, 2, and 1. Walk the left hand under the left shoulder. Press yourself up to all fours. Deep inhale here, reach the left arm long. Exhale, thread the left under the right, left shoulder towards the mat. Reach the right fingertips above the head towards the top of the mat. Deep inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, so you look under that right armpit, pulling that left hip back. Finding that twist in the T-spine. Deep inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, we twist a little more. One more. Deep inhale, long spine. Deep exhale, so we twist, pulling that left hip back, holding this twist. For 3, 2, and 1. Walk the right hand under the right shoulder. Press yourself up to all fours. Tucking the toes. Our first downward facing dog today. So toes are tucked. Bend the knees. Place the belly on the thighs. So the knees are bent. Sit bones are lifted high. It's important that we lift the sit bones a lot. We take the elbows and we rotate them externally so the elbows go towards the floor. Tucking the chin into the chest. Deep inhale here. Exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. 2 more. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Last one. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. And start to pedal through the heels, left
and right. Getting those calves to stretch. Keeping the sit bones lifted high towards the sky. Elbows towards the mat. Really lifting the hips here. Coming back to that neutral position. Deep inhale, bend the knees so the hips touch the heels. On the exhale, straighten the legs. Draw the lower abdominals in and ripple the spine forward one vertebra at a time. Lowering the hips towards the mat, pulling the shoulders back and lifting the chest. Actively pushing the mat away, pulling the shoulders back and lifting the chin. Inhale, bend the knees, hips towards the heels. Exhale, straighten the legs. Draw those lower abdominals in, ripple through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Pressing the mat away, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chest, lifting the chin. 2 more. Inhale, bend the knees, hips towards the heels. Exhale, straighten the legs. Ripple through that spine, drawing those abdominals in, rounding that upper back. Articulating each vertebra of the spine, hips towards the mat, pull the shoulders back, lift the chest. Last time, inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten the legs. Ripple through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Lowering the hips towards the floor, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the chest. Think of lifting and pulling the chest through as you lift the chin. Inhale, bend the knees, hips towards the heels. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, raise that right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, raise that right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, bringing it across the body. Inhale, raise that right leg high. And then open the hips, so stack the hips. And then bend that right knee, trying to get those right toes to touch your left wrist. Opening up that hip. For 3, 2, and 1. Right foot down. Inhale, raise that left leg high. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, left leg high. Stack the hip on top of the right. Bending that left knee. Reaching those left toes towards that right elbow. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Lower the left foot down, finding that downward facing dog. Keeping the hips high. Deep inhale here. Exhale, right hand reaches for the outside of the left ankle. Finding a down dog twist, right shoulder towards the mat. It can go in that direction. It doesn't actually have to reach the ankle. Inhale back to that downward facing dog. Exhale, left hand reaches for right ankle. Twisting, dropping that left shoulder towards the mat. Right chin under the right arm. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, right hand reaches for left ankle, finding that twist. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, left hand reaches for right ankle, left shoulder towards the mat, deepening that twist. We're going to do 1 more each side. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, right hand reaches for left ankle. Hips are still high. Maybe the heels are down, maybe the heels are lifted. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, left hand right hand. Listen carefully here. Inhale, downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, turn the toes out. Turn the knees out. Walk the hands towards the heels. And then sit into that Malasana squat at the back of the mat. Making sure the heels are on the mat, opening up the hips a little bit more. So start to shift the weight forward and back. Now I'm going to remind you, this is yoga tone, so there will be some toning stuff, which is why we hold things a little bit longer. And today, to open up the hips, I decided we'll do yoga burpees. Yay! What is that? Oh, you'll find out in just a second. So shift the weight forward and back. And then walk the hands out here in that plank-like position. And take the right foot, step into the outside of the right hand. Turn the knees and toes out, left foot to the outside of the left hand. So now you're at the Malasana squat at the top of your mat. Deep inhale here, exhale, you hop it back to that plank pose. Yeah, keep those hands down. Yes! And then right foot, knees and toes out. Left foot, knees and toes out. And then we hop it back to that plank pose. Yes, we'll do this 3 more times. Right foot, left foot. With control, hop it back, belly in tight, land quietly. 2 more. Right foot, left foot. Inhale and exhale, hop it back quietly. Last one. Right foot, left foot. Inhale here, exhale, hop it back quietly. And then walk the hands towards the feet. You'll be at a forward fold at the back of your mat. Opposite elbows, hands grab, lower the head. Sway the upper body from left to right. As we set ourselves up for just a little more work throughout the hips and hamstrings. Coming back to that steel position. Let the knuckles drag on the mat. Keeping the legs straight. Can you walk the hands out until you find yourself at a downward facing dog? Trying to keep both heels in contact with the mat. Hips are lifted. Elbows wrap around towards the floor. Inhale, raise that right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands, nice and quietly as always. And then lower the left knee towards the mat. Bring the hands so they're in line with the hips, on the fingertips. Deep inhale here, we lift the chest. Exhale, straighten that right leg for that half split. Really getting a stretch on that right hamstring. So as we're straightening this right leg, we're sending the heel into the mat, pulling both hips back, especially the right hip, and pressing into our fingertips to lift the chest. Inhale and shift it forward, lifting the chest. Exhale, shift it back, heel down, right hip back, lift the chest. Deepening that right hamstring stretch. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, shift it forward, lift the chest. Exhale, shift it back, lift the toes, dig the heel down. Keep pulling that right hip back. Stay here with the legs, but take the left hand and start to walk it to the outside of the body. So you get even a deeper twist outside of the long leg. Yeah, there we go, sounds good. Pulling that right hip back a lot. Really getting that hamstring to stretch. Inhale, we walk it back to the center. Shifting the weight forward. Hands frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Step it back to a one-legged downward facing dog so the right leg is high. And on the exhale, we're coming into Pigeon Pose. Right knee comes to right wrist. Right ankle goes to left wrist for that Pigeon Pose. So it's important that we inhale to lift the chest. And on that exhale, we're pulling the right hip back and the left hip towards the mat. So that knee that is bent, that's the leg you're pulling back. You'll feel a big stretch in your hip as well as in your glutes. From here, you take that deep inhale. If you want to deepen your stretch, you can exhale and fold over that right leg. We care more that we're not on the knee and we're more on the side of the leg. Always actively pulling the right hip back. Holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. Hands directly under the shoulders. Tuck the left toes, lift the left knee off the mat. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to take this to a scorpion pose. So we exhale, you find the one-legged downward facing dog, stack the hips, and take it to that scorpion pose. Right toes reach for that left elbow. Deep inhale here. Exhale, right foot down. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Quietly. Lower the right knee on the mat. Bring the hands back. Fingertips down, going into that half split. Deep inhale, lifting the chest. Deep exhale, half split. Really straightening this left leg. Pulling the left hip back. Digging the heel down and lifting the chest. Try to straighten that left leg as much as possible without pain. Inhale, shift it forward, lift the chest. Exhale, shift it back, half split. Inhale, shift it forward. We'll do one more. Exhale, shift it back, half split. Lifting the chest, keep the legs where they are, but walk the hands to the outside of that long or straightened leg. Still lifting the chest, digging the left heel into the mat, finding that deep hamstring stretch. Holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, shift it forward. Tuck the back toes. Lift the right leg high. On the exhale, find that one-legged or three-legged dog. That's the inhale. Exhale, we're going into pigeon pose. Left knee goes to left wrist. Left ankle goes to right wrist for that pigeon pose. Remember to pull the left hip back and the right hip forward and towards the mat. Deep inhale to lift the chest. And if this feels good, you can walk the arms out to fold over that front leg to deepen that pigeon pose. Actively pulling that left hip back and right hip forward, really feeling that left glute stretch and left hip open. Left hand under the left shoulder, right hand under the right shoulder. Tuck the right toes or the back toes and lift that leg off the mat. Deep inhale. On the exhale, we take it to that scorpion pose. So, three-legged dog and then stack the hips. Really reaching through that left hip. Deep inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees. Stare in between the hands. Walk, step, or hop forward to a long spine. So we inhale, fingertips down the mat, lifting the chest, the spine is long. Exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, upward salute, reach the palms up towards the sky. Thumbs together, pass them past the brows, down to heart center, and then you open up for Tadasana, mountain pose. Palms are facing forward, toes are lifted, chest is lifted, abdominals are in. Allow the eyes to close. As we get ready to move in sun salutations A and B, if you know them already, maybe you play those through your head so you know exactly where you're going. But mountain pose is a powerful posture, so you should feel powerful in this moment. Allow the eyes to open as we go into Surya Namaskara A, sun salutation A. Deep inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, circle the arms around, forehead to knees. Inhale, long spine, hands on the shins. Exhale, palms down, walk, step, or hop back to that plank-like pose. Lower just the knees, chest, and chin. So hips are lifted. Deep inhale here, exhale, pressing the balls of the feet. Lower the hips towards the floor. Rise up for low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep in the knees, stare in between the hands. Walk, step, or hop forward to that long spine. Inhale, the spine is long. Exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands on chin. Exhale, walk, step, hop it back, plank-like pose. Lower just the knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, press up for that low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend the knees, stare in between the hands. Hop forward to that long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute, take it straight to chair pose. Exhale, circle the arms around, forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins, long spine. Exhale, palms down, walk, step, hop back, and go into chaturanga, elbows into the rib cage. Inhale, and then exhale, upward facing dog. Inhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down. Rise up for warrior one. Deep inhale here. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Rise up, warrior one. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Step the left foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees, stare in between the hands, hop forward to a chair pose. Sitting into that chair, bring the hands to heart center. Staying into this chair, shift the weight into the balls of the feet and lift the heels off the mat. Open the hands out towards the side. Keep pressing through the heels, going into an airplane pose. So press and straighten the legs, keeping the heels lifted. Lift, lift, lift. Lift the chest. And on the exhale, lower the heels to mountain pose.
So that was the meat and potatoes. Sun salutation A and B. Deep inhale, arms circle up towards the sky. Exhale, circle around, forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins, the spine is long. Exhale, walk, step, hop back to plank pose. And then we're going into a child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. Send the hips towards the heels. Walk the hands farther away from the body. Really sitting into this child's pose. If at any point throughout today's practice you feel tired and need a break, come back to this child's pose. Keep sending the hips towards the back of the mat, but walk your hands over to the right side. Really getting a stretch to the left side of the body. Deep inhale, back to center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left side. Actively pulling the right hip back, getting a big, deep stretch on the right side of the body. Deep inhale, walk your hands towards the top of the mat. So that child's pose, really sitting the hips towards the back. It should feel as if someone has their hands on your hips and they're pulling them away from you. So that the hips pull away as the hands walk in the opposite direction, finding a little more space through your spine in each vertebra. Shifting it to your hands and knees, so sit the hips up. Tuck the toes, find that downward facing dog. Inhale, raise that right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down, rise up for warrior one. Deep inhale here. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Right fingertips reach in the front, left fingertips reach in the back. Heels should be in line, back foot at 45 degrees. Making sure the shoulders are directly over the hips. So we're not too far forward and we're not too far back. Draw those abdominals in, really reach. Squeezing those inner thighs towards each other. Staying here with the legs, deep inhale, right palm faces up. Left palm traces down the back of the thigh, reverse warrior. Deep inhale here, hold it here. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Reverse triangle. Deep inhale here, lifting the chest. On the exhale, we go into triangle pose. Legs stay where they are, but reach to that front hip. Reach, reach, reach. And when you can no longer reach, tip that shape. Hand can go to the inside or the outside of the leg. It can go on the ankle or the floor. Just make sure you're reaching out of both sides of the body and we're not collapsing down. Wherever you can get that reach, get that reach. Deep inhale here. Maybe you take your gaze up towards the sky. Maybe you take that left hand and circle around and reach for that right thigh for a half bind. If you have the bind, release the bind. Bending that right knee, right forearm goes on top of that right leg, pressing it down to find space, going into extended side ankle. Left arm reaches past the knee. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, we open up to warrior two. Inhale, palms up, lift the front foot. Exhale, listen carefully. We circle it down from chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog.
Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg high. Find that scorpion pose. Now you're more than welcome to stay here, or maybe you flip the dog, taking those right toes towards the mat behind you, slowly and with control. Reaching the right arm long, lifting the hips. For 3, 2, and 1. Listen carefully with control. Unflip the dog. Right hand circles down under the right shoulder. Right leg goes high. And you're going into a falling triangle. So right knee to nose. And then you kick it through for falling triangle. Good. Left hand circles down. Left hand under the left shoulder. Step it back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the left leg high. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Spin the right heel down. Rise up for warrior 1. Deep inhale for warrior 1. Exhale to open up to warrior 2. Remember, in warrior 2, the heels are together. Hips are directly under the shoulders, reaching the arms away from each other. Knees should be directly over the front ankle. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, left palm faces up. Right palm traces down the back of the thigh for reverse warrior. Hold it here. Deep inhale on the exhale. Straighten that front leg for reverse triangle. Deep inhale, exhale. We go into triangle pose. Legs stay the same, but we reach to that front hip. Reach, reach, reach. If we can no longer reach, we tip the shape. Inside, outside, ankle or floor. Just make sure we have a length on both sides of the body. And if you took the body on the other side, then take it here. Right hand circles around and reaches for that left hip. Rolling that right shoulder up towards the sky. Deep inhale here. Deep exhale. If you have the bind, release the bind, right hand up towards the sky. Bend the left knee, left forearm on that left knee, pressing down to get the shoulders out of the ears. Right arm frames the ear for extended side angle. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, we take it back to that warrior 2. Deep inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, circle around, frame the front foot. Step the left foot back, one leg tuck around it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then inhale, raise that left leg high for that scorpion-like pose. And if you flip the dog on the right, you will try it again on the left, slow and with control. Left toes reach for the mat. Lifting the hip, reaching up the left arm long. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Left hand circles down under the left shoulder. Left knee comes to the nose. And then kick it through for that falling triangle. Stacking the shoulders and lifting the hips. Deep inhale here. Exhale. Right hand frames just under the right shoulder. Step the left foot back. Downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Deep bend in the knees. Stare in between the hands. Walk, step, or hop forward to a chair pose. From this chair pose, can we rise, taking our right leg with us? So right leg is lifted. Good. Going to take the inside of the right ankle. Bring the left thumb to the heart. And take it into tree pose. So bring it just above the knee joint. Palms together at heart center.
You can also do tree pose from the calf muscle or from the ankle, but we don't do it on the knee joint. So it's either above or below the knee. Foot is pressing into the thigh, thigh is pressing into the foot. And we're actively taking that right thigh and pressing it away from the body. And if this tree pose feels stable, maybe you reach the arms up towards the sky to create branches on your tree. Slowly bringing the hands back to heart center. Right knee comes up. Taking it into a chair pose. Dropping the right knee onto the mat, so now we're back at that chair pose. Deep inhale. This time we rise and take the left leg with us. Grabbing the inside of that ankle. Taking it into that tree pose. Left side. So it's important that the right leg is straight and the left knee is opening, and you're really pressing that left foot to the inside of the thigh. Pressing the thumbs into the chest. Deep inhale here. If your tree is stable, maybe you reach the arms up towards the sky to find those branches. Deep inhale here with control. Hands come down to heart center. Left leg lifts, sitting into that chair pose. Deep inhale. Lift the chest on that inhale. On the exhale, take the right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. So we inhale to lift, exhale, find that chair twist. So right elbow is on the outside of the left thigh, which means you have to take a look down at your right knee. Pull your right hip back to make sure your right knee is in line with your left knee. Each inhale, we lift the chest. Each exhale, and twist a little more. Inhale, come back to center. Finding that chair pose, lift the chest. Exhale, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. This time you have to look down and pull that left knee back to make sure the left hip is in line. Each time we inhale, we lift the chest. Each time we exhale, we twist a little bit more. Inhale, come back to center. Reach those arms long, high toward that chair pose. Deep inhale. On the exhale, take your chair all the way down to the floor. If you need to put your hands down to do so, no pressure. But try to take your chair all the way down to the floor, squeezing the thighs together. Good. From here, bring the hands at heart center, elbows lifted high. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Tuck the tailbone until you can lift the feet off the mat. So we're in a boat pose with prayer hands. Squeezing the inner thighs together. We inhale to extend the legs, but keep the abdominals engaged so upper body stays off the mat. Exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Keep hovering the feet. Use those abdominals. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, knees into the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knees. Inhale, keeping the upper body off the mat, draw those abdominals in. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, extend. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Lower the feet towards the mat. Hands circle around and just reach for the the heels. And then tuck the tailbone under, roll down 1 vertebra at a time. So you should be able to touch your toes, your heels. I don't know what's up with me and toes today. Your fingertips should be able to touch your heels. Triceps,
Palms of the hands and back of the shoulders are in the mat. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to press hard into the mat with the upper body and tuck the tailbone and lift the hips. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips off the mat. If you can, interlace the hands under the body. And then shimmy the shoulders under. Tuck the tailbone under. Press the fists down. Lift the hips higher. But make sure those abdominals are braced. For 3, 2, and 1. Remove the hands. Tuck the tailbone, roll down 1 vertebra at a time. We're going to do that one more time, then an opportunity for full wheel. So another half wheel. Here we go. Deep inhale. On the exhale, press the hands into the mat, shoulders into the mat, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Maybe interlace the hands under the body. Shimmy the shoulders under. Deep inhale. Exhale, press the fists down, lift the hips. Brace the abdominals. For 3, 2, and 1. Remove the hands. Tuck the tailbone. Roll down 1 vertebra at a time. So that is our half wheel. You have the option to go back to half wheel if you want, but I'm going to teach full wheel. You can choose which one you want. This is our last back bend today. For full wheel, take the palms down by the ears, elbows up towards the sky. Squeezing the elbows towards each other as much as possible, as well as keeping the palms flat on the mat. Walk the feet a little closer to the bottom. Deep inhale, and this time on the exhale, press yourself up to the top of your head. Adjust the hands so they're in line with the shoulders. Bring the elbows in close to the body, and on the exhale, press yourself up to that full wheel. Maybe you want to deepen your wheel so you come to the balls of the feet and lift the hips a little higher. But keep actively pressing the floor away. Bringing the knees towards each other for 3, 2, and 1. If you're in that full wheel, tuck the chin, slowly roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Half wheel, also come down 1 vertebra at a time. Everyone hug the knees into the chest. Maybe start to roll on the spine just a little bit in one direction, and maybe in the other direction. We're going to go into some seated spinal twists. So extend the legs out long on the mat. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. On the exhale, curl the spine so you're seated all the way up. Take your right leg, bring the right leg into the chest. Sole of the right foot crosses over to the outside of the left thigh, making sure both hips are on the mat. Take the left elbow, the eye of the left elbow, that's the inside of the arm, to hug that knee in close. So we inhale to get really tall. And on the exhale, we circle that right hand around towards the back of the room. Maybe the palm is at the spine or the base of our back, and we inhale to lift, and then exhale to deepen that twist. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, deepen that twist. Last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Maybe you want a bind here or a half bind. So maybe you take that right hand and you reach all the way around for that left hip to deepen that twist even more. Wherever you are, come back to the center. Keep the legs where they are. Bring the hands up by the body and do a counter twist to the other side. Pulling the left shoulder back, sending the right shoulder towards the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Switch the cross of the legs. So bring the left knee into the chest. Cross the left foot over the right thigh. Eye of the right elbow hugs in nice and tight. Deep inhale on that lift. And on that exhale, circle the left arm all the way around. Maybe reach for the mat or floor behind you. Press up on that next inhale. And on the next exhale, deepen that twist, looking over that left shoulder. Keeping that right foot flexed, both hip bones on the mat. And if you want to deepen that twist, maybe you take that bind, that left hand reaches for that right hip. Inhale, get taller, exhale, twist a little more. Inhale, come back to center. Keeping the legs where they are. Counter twist. Taking it over to the right side. Pulling that right shoulder back. Sending the left hip towards the mat. Inhale, come back to center. We're going to end with plow pose, or you can put your legs up the wall if you're not up for plow pose. Plow pose is legs overhead. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So legs are out in front of us. Reach the arms forward, take a deep inhale, lift the spine, lengthen it. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, roll down one vertebra at a time. Going to bend the knees into the chest. Palms of the hands press into the mat, triceps into the mat. Legs go up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, we use our lower abdominals to shoot our legs up towards the sky like a jackknife. So inhale. Exhale, legs go up. Next exhale, reach the toes behind you. Maybe flex the feet. Maybe they touch the floor. But you have to actively keep lifting through the low back. So you can take your hands at the low back, press into the low back, and lift the hips up higher to the sky. This way, you have no pressure on the neck. From here, palms down. Bend the knees into the shoulders, heels together. Slowly roll the spine, one vertebra at a time, to the mat. Going into happy baby. Bend the knees into the chest. Hands need to grab the big toes on the outside of the feet. And slightly kick the feet left and right to get a small movement throughout the body. Maybe extend the right leg long, getting that hamstring to stretch, or extending the left leg long. Bringing the soles of the feet together. As we started in Badakanasana, we'll end in Suta Badakanasana. Soles of the feet together, lower them down to the mat. Right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allowing the eyes to close long enough to recognize your practice today. Acknowledging your commitment. Acknowledging your ability to show up for this work. Also squeezing in a thank you for self. For moving today. For consciously moving today. Allow your breathing pattern to come back to normal. Maybe you're scanning the body. Seeing what's changed, seeing what feels different, what feels good. And just try to relax. And if the insides of the thighs start to feel sore, you can just extend the legs out long and find your version of Shavasana. But breathe here with the eyes closed. And just take a moment. You're more than welcome to take as much time as you need here. Shavasana is yours to own. So you can lay as long as you need to, or you can start to make yourself up to a comfortable seat, whatever works for you. As you wake yourself up or stay down, just kind of thank yourself one more time and just show a little gratitude for yourself. I'm a big fan of patting yourself on the back and smiling and hugging for yourself. It's important. Unfortunately, I have to go. But I will say what I always say, because I always mean it, and that's the light in me shines just as bright as the light in you. And I'm so thankful that you give me a little bit of time and trust with your body, especially in these different times. I will not be teaching again until next year, as crazy as that sounds. So happy holidays for whatever you celebrate, and I hope to see you next year. Stay blessed and stay happy, and know that I'm here in spirit. Namaste.
Thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you. I will try not to do anything crazy.
Hey.
So I'll see you next year. Bye.
Bye.
Hmm.